Hey guys, so this is an exciting video because tomorrow we start our Geo Modeling project, and I know we've talked a little bit about this in class, at least my class has, but we're going to make a project where you guys are going to create 3D models of all the buildings on campus, and we're going to submit them to Google Earth and see if they will post our buildings online. So to do that, we are going to use a thing called Google Sketchup, and I'm just going to start this video right from Google just to show you kind of how authentically you can get to this stuff by yourself. So I'm going to just search for SketchUp. Something that you can download if you want to on your computer. It might be a good thing to play around with today. You can download Google SketchUp right there. But to start off this project, I want to go to Build Models for Google Earth. Okay, so right here, if you go to sketchup.google.com, we have Build Models for Google Earth. That's one of the ways people use this SketchUp program. And this is a movement, I'm sure you guys have all seen the Google Maps cars that go around and they just take pictures of everything. I think it's their hope that down the line that they will have a three-dimensional world on Google Earth or on Google Maps. And so I think it would be really exciting if we can be part of that process. You can see down here why you would create Google Earth 3D models. Civic pride is probably the reason that we're doing it. I mean, we're going to do a little bit of math in here, but we want people to come to Prairie on Google Earth and be able to see our buildings, and I think that's going to be really cool if we can do that. So if we go to the Get Started Now, it kind of just walks us through this process. Do we already have models? Nope, that's kind of what we want to create. We're going to go over to the No section. Do you want to create your own models? Yes, we do. We don't want to hire anybody because we don't have any money. So learn how to geomodel. Geomodeling can be done with Building Maker. Unfortunately, Building Maker is something that Google has only made available in certain parts, and the closest one to us is Chicago, so we can't use that. So we are going to use Google SketchUp. And if you click on Learn More about Google SketchUp, it literally gives us a how-to. SketchUp for beginners, SketchUp for advanced. We are obviously beginners, so we're going to go there. And it just has a bunch of questions here that you might, and then it basically gives us a process overview, which I love. Miss Atwood and I kind of went through this. We made a model of my house. So it's going to be kind of a, that's as much interaction as we've had with it. We're going to be learning right along with you, and I think this will be really cool to see what we can get out of it. So the things I really want to touch on, and I think that you should maybe look over before class tomorrow, I really suggest you look over all of this. But the biggest thing, we know we can find all the buildings on Google Earth. What it does is it asks you to take a picture from the aerial view of Google Maps or Google Earth, and then that's going to be your outline. So we don't have to measure the outline of all the buildings on campus, but we do need to get roof heights. We need to know about how high our building is. So if you go to that extruding the footprint, and these are all in order, you can go to the last one and the first one and see how they're kind of in the process of already making their building high. We're going to go to the estimating building heights, and this is where a little bit of math comes in. There's 3 methods that you can use, and this will be done on Wednesday and Friday when we go out and actually measure our buildings after you've decided what building you're going to do. Method 1 is to count repeated units, so maybe measure a brick and then count how many bricks high your building is. Method 2 is to use a photograph and maybe take a picture. Oops, this is not method 2. Take a picture with you in it, and then so on the picture you know how tall you are, and then we can use that scale factor to measure how high the building is. And then the third way to do it is to use some trigonometry using an angle of elevation. On the website I've posted a link here using a clinometer, and that's a cool tool that will give you your angle of elevation. So that's one way to do it as well. We really only need estimates, and that might sound a little weird, but this is not an exact replica of our building. Maybe some year we'll do the exact replica stuff, but really for Google's purposes, we just want a picture of these buildings. What's really going to decide your picture are the photos you take of your building, because eventually you're going to just kind of paste those onto the side of your 3D model. In doing that, we'll need good pictures, and so we're asking that everybody that is able bring a camera from home, or if you have a camera phone, or if you have a iPod or something that can be used to take pictures. We need pretty good pictures, and we're going to need a lot of them. We're going to need you guys to take a bunch of pictures, just because some might not work or some might work better than others. So you don't want to having to be going over to Creek and retaking pictures halfway through the project. So we're going to err on the side of lots of pictures, and that'll be done Wednesday and Friday when we're out on campus. And you can read more about that. We're going to photo texture our buildings, and that's in these steps. So what I'd like you to do is to read through some of these steps, regardless if you're going to do the clinometer or not. Watch that video on using the clinometer, and just start playing around with Google SketchUp. Maybe find your house. You can, once you're in Google SketchUp, you can search Google Maps and find the base of a house. So if we go to our campus, what we're going to do is we're going to take the aerial view of each of these buildings. So let's say you're doing Creek, the middle school. You'll enter this into Google, and then you'll just start using this as your outline to make your different levels, and then you'll have to estimate the different heights and everything like that. And maybe eventually, if we have time, maybe we'll work on getting trees and the tennis courts and the track and that kind of stuff. For sure, we're going to focus on just the buildings. And then Mr. Barnum might even come in and help us to make kind of movies to interact with these buildings and to make them animated, and to maybe make it so that you can see it in front of you as well. So that's what we need for tomorrow. Remember to bring your camera, to just play around with SketchUp. Come with any questions you might have. We're going to get groups going tomorrow and get out and start estimating the heights of the buildings. So that's that.